Yo, yo, what's good, YouTube? Today, I'm finna make my first video, and I feel like my first video on this channel, true video on this channel, should be on Marvel Rivals, because I feel like that's the new game. I'm going to be streaming mostly on this channel. So, I mean, Marvel Tokon, I may throw in a couple times, but Tokon is honestly just, it's iffy right now. I wouldn't even, like, if you want to buy it, that's cool, but in my opinion right now, it's not the best state, so. You feel me? I just thought I would have made a cap guide today. As I'm, as a progressing cap in this game, Captain America, he's like really the only tank I really use. So I'm just like I want to spread my knowledge around to other people too as well. Everybody got their own fair share of this video. Everybody takes, I mean not video, but like there's character. But everybody has their own experiences. I wanted to get you guys my experience on this character, and I just wanted to spread my knowledge. Just the basics and stuff. Feel me? What is it? Season 9.5. So show you how he's good in season 9.5, and let's get to it, man. All right, we're gonna start with his abilities, right? First off, we got his right click. His RT, R2. So he does two punches and he could throw four shields after that. He gets four shield throws after doing those two first punches. Now, in previous seasons before season 8.5, season 8, he was able to do a tech called animation cancel, right? But they got rid of his animation cancel, and I'm not gonna say he's horrible without it, but he's definitely still a little iffy with it. Okay. Next ability, we're gonna start with his shield bash. His shield bash is just a charging his opponents with barely any damage, minimal damage, with a 10-second cooldown. So what I would recommend for the shield bash move, I would recommend that you try and get out of battles with it. That's what I would mainly use it for, or you can mainly use it to like kill a low target that's running, or just to finish off a combo. But just keep in mind that it is a 10-second cooldown, and it won't really come back quick. His next ability is his Vibranium Energy Saw, which is L1, or you can translate that to, PC, Xbox. So on PlayStation, it is L1. So it's like a little shield throw. It's not like the R2 where you get the four shield throws, but more so this it goes off the ground, hits his opponents. Now, if his opponents are close together, as you just saw, it can hit multiple people at once, doing a lot more, like doing damage to two people at once. You see how it just went back and forth between them two. It just went down from the ground to him back there. Now the thing with his shield is it can track his opponents, but you want to hit it at like a sweet spot where it will hit his opponent. Cause sometimes if you like far up in the air when you're just jumping, trying to kill your opponent, sometimes it may miss. So you just got to be wary of that. His next ability is basically his sprint ability, right? His sprint ability is just makes you run faster than normal speed, yeah, all that. Now for this ability, I personally have on, click to run, just like like the shield is hold to raise. I have on click to run because me personally, I don't really want to hold the button all day, and that kind of mixes up my brain. So I just like to do like click to run. But if you want to do hold to run, it's like I said, it's just preference. It's just preference at the end of the day. Next ability that we have is his shield, which is called Living Legend. Right now, his shield is just a 350 HP shield. It can block projectiles. It's really good for stalling. It's just extra protection. But just keep in mind when you're using this shield that you're not like it's not like a shield like strangers or mags. Just keep that in mind. But it is still really good for the way Cap is and how he plays in this game. But for me, I have on hold to raise my shield because I think I just play better when I'm holding the button and then I can let go and doing like another button instead of having to like click it twice just to like for it to go away. So it's just preference at the end of the day. If you want tap to hold your shield, that's all you. It's just preference at the end of the day. Kit that we have. is his ultimate. So his ultimate is basically once you pop it, he runs faster, he gets a little bit of extra boost, and if you run with it around your teammates or your teammates run in this kind of line where his like a little you see the little patterns kind of going around and stuff his like the American flag if they run in that line they will also get bonus HP as well. Cap gets bonus HP in his ultimate non-stop, so as you're getting attacked it just keeps refilling like for example look it just keeps going back up as soon as I get hit. So, this not to say this makes you invincible, but it is very good if you do want to just if you want to push your team, and you know you and your team just kind of try and get that team kill, get as much kills as you can with this, and you know just kind of push. You know if you're kind of like a hard position, but his ult is very good. It also gives your teammates ultimate charge as well. So that's like a good ability to like pop with your team there and not kind of solo. Now, is it bad to pop it solo when you're just by yourself on point? Absolutely not, because it's a good stalling mechanic. It helps a lot of cat players stall, and it is very good for stalling and also helping your teammates out with the ultimate charge as well and giving them bonus HP. His last move in his move set is Super Soldier Slam, where it's basically just a move where Cap dives his opponents and it launches them up in the air, basically kind of leaving them a little stunned. I wouldn't say all the way stunned, but just maybe a little bit. Now, the range on this ability, I want to say it is maybe 25 meters, maybe 20, 23 to 22. About to get to that 20-meter mark, okay? But the move does have a lot of range on it, and that is one of his best aspects in his move set. That's one of his best moves in his move set. And I really do love this because, like, it makes him what he is. It makes him a dive. So, you know, it's really good for diving. Probably one of the best dive abilities out of all the dive characters in this game. So, but in the next part of the video, I will show y'all how I like to play my cap. And I will show you like, me using it in the game as well. Now, as far as settings on him, I don't really do advanced settings, but I may do them. But for now, I do 350, 350, horizontal, vertical. His crosshair, you know, I don't really have a new crosshair on him, so. But this is basically the settings, you know, for the crosshair stuff. So, if you want to copy that crosshair, make it bigger. It's really good. I really use this crosshair for the shield throws because I think it works well with how wide the shield is and it kind of lines up with your opponent. So I just kind of like to use this crosshair to like line up with the shield and line up with the opponent because of how like the shield throws are. And so it just kind of gets a better aim on it because some crosshairs, at least for me, it's just kind of hard to throw that shield and actually hit a target. So I just like this one because it's kind of wide and kind of fits with the shield and is able to actually hit the target when you're actually aiming. So but like I said, I just threw in my crosshair. If you guys want to tune it, if you guys want to copy it down, add a little something to it, you can. Like I'm just throwing it out there, like I said, just to try and help you guys out. Now, as far as team ups, he has two team ups, just like any other character, right? Now, the first team up we will go over is the Thor team up, right? Now, the Thor team up, all it is basically it's the same thing as his R2, right? 2 hits, 4 shield throws. But with this, he gets 2 hits and he can just throw out shields that are kind of enforged with like lightning and stuff. It kind of does a little extra damage when you hit it, right? The extent like the upgraded version when you have a thorn in your team, it is the same thing, but it does more damage and it is kind of like I won't say a shockwave, but it's kind of like burst damage. It does like ground damage. If you were to bounce it off the ground, like if you were to hit it on the ground, it would hit nearby opponents. So it would hit splash damage. I'm sorry, apologies. So when you get a thorn on your team, attack somebody, and as the look, you see how you're getting extra damage because it's bouncing off the ground, splash damage from this team up. Well, like that's why I'm saying if you get the upgraded version of this team up, it is 100% a good team up. But the team up I really like in between the two is the Bucky team up. And the Bucky team up is not bad. I mean, not the Bucky team up, sorry. The Thor team up is not bad, right? But I just want to make one thing clear. Like, look, right? There's the other team up is the Bucky team up, right? And I personally like this team up because I feel like you can get in and get out, right? Like I said with the shield bash, you can get in and out with it, dude, like try and finish an extra kill with that. But some things may happen. You may not always have your shield bash to get out, or your diving strike, or I mean your super soldier slam to get out, right? So this is where this ability comes in, where you could go back to any one of your teammates. They can get bonus HP as well as you, and it's kind of just helpful to get in and out with that team up. Now, if we do the upgraded version of this team up with Bucky on our team, we can do the team up with Bucky, and we could do kind of burst damage. Like if we were to go over here, and I'm trying to wait and get the team up back, but it's the same thing, we get bonus HP going back to any other teammate. And if we do the team up with Bucky, we just get a bonus HP as well, right? Maybe a little more, but it's just the same thing as the basic version, right? But I really do like this ability because, like I said, in and out, when you don't have your shield bash or your slam, and it's just really a good extra third option when you don't have either one of those two, and that is likely to occur in one of your games if you're kind of caught up in the moment. You're like, dang, I ain't got no resources to get out. That's where this team up comes in, where you could just find you a nearby teammate, go to them, and boom, you get you some bonus HP. They get some bonus HP, and it works out well for you. And it's a low second cooldown, right? So you can get this team up very very quickly back. Well, back very quickly. Now look, before we get into the games and stuff like examples, how I like to play my cap. Sometimes it really varies. If you really do want to force that cap into like to another team, if you really do want to force that, I say, for example, just like say for example, this is like the enemy team's tanks, right? We will beat up on their tanks a little bit, right? You want to beat up on their tanks a little bit, and then when they're kind of distracted, you want to kind of dive. That's where the super soldier slam comes in. You kind of want to dive the back lines a little bit. You want to dive, put a little bit of pressure on back lines. Now, something to remember with Cap, it's not like a traditional, DPS dive where you get like a lot of kills. Cap, you really have to force your way there. If you want a lot of kills, he can get a lot of kills, don't get me wrong, but he is better for pressure, making the, healers pop old, like force ults, he's just a really pressure type character. Now, am I saying it's hard to get like high kills on this man? Absolutely not, but it will be you probably it is good to have another dive with you though, so you can kind of secure those kills quickly and get in get out, because Cap can put a lot of pressure on the supports. But when I say dive, like damage output is not the best how it would be if he still has animation cancel. It's just like he would be able to kill easier with animation cancel. Now, am I saying he's unlikely to get like, as much kills as he was with his animation cancel? Somewhat, but not all the way. But see now that we have Bucky on our team, I can show you how the extended version works with him on the team and Cap. But for the most part, once you get the hang of Cap, he's really all not that hard. But all I want to get across is do not get frustrated if you're not getting high kill games on Captain America. This isn't Strange or Magneto who just sits there and gets a lot of kills. Like just I just want to make that like known. Because like I said, it is a little hard. to get, kills. But you can get high kill games. So like I said, I think I repeated that, a couple times. See, look, if you can't reach like an opponent, boom, you can do a super soldier slam. I tried to do a shield right there, but I couldn't. Now look, you see how I have my shield? My shield bash wasn't there. I wasn't able to use it yet, cause I had kind of used it to try and kill. But for the most part, you don't want to overextend with Cap, cause he's not invincible, right? He's not invincible. Let's see, good, just a good mechanism. Like I just really love that team up because you can just get in, get out. Gosh. There we go. See, if we had enemies closer, that would come out as like a shockwave, and that would it would have did damage as well. Because for the most part, Cap's melees are stronger than his shield throws. I did just want to get that across. Like I said, he got buffed when they removed his animation cancel and stuff, and it's just kind of hard without the animation cancel. But at the same time, once you get the hang of melee Cap, and it's really just him about melees, bro, then you really in the bag with Cap. See, just kind of help your other team, like help your team out, help your other tank out, because you don't want to be in the back lines all day. You want to eventually come peel, come help your team out. Ooh, I'm kind of whiffing. Ugh, kind of died there, but like, sometimes you can even use the Super Soldier Slam to go back into your back lines and get heals. But like I said, you will end up just using a lot of your like melees. You will just end up just using your melee most of the time. And when you really don't need to be in there like that, kind of just playing it safe, that's when you use the shield throws. Ooh. I wanna get like an example too of kind of like reflecting the projectiles, but see, you just pull back, like that. But boom, easy kill. So I really like finishing with. I really like finishing with the shield bash. Just get that damage in, just to secure that kill, Let's just push the point. And like I don't know if you really can tell, but the melees does just kind of put in more damage than the shield throws. Like I'm not joking about that one though. just like that, you know. There you go. Now, I kind of, I kind of failed to kind of show you guys, like actually like find the tanks, you know. But when you do kind of play them more in like a competitive standard, it will actually like show to prove. Like it's kind of better to beat up on the tanks and then kind of make your way to the back lines. That's just how I, like I said, it's just how I think I should run cap. Or like I said, if you want to run your cap differently, all preference at the end of the day. But just keep him on the dive standard. With that being said, like I said, man, first video on the channel, I really wanted to make this cap guide for you guys because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I just feel like, I just feel like I just wanted to spread my knowledge of how I view cap with you guys, and if you can learn from that, I'm very glad. I just want like other people, because I hear a lot of people being like, oh wow, like I want to learn how to play cap, like can you teach me and stuff? And I'm just like, it kind of makes me just be like, okay, like I kind of probably should, try and make a video on how to play cap, just kind of spread it, actually try to upload videos as well, as my videos are kind of centered around Marvel Rivals as well. But with that being said, Cap God, feel me, may give you more updates on them in the future. But for now, that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see y'all doing great in y'all games as Cap, man.